Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, those of you on TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook platforms. I am T. Clay. Walk with me. We're in the continuation of the book of Jubilees, chapter 4, and we're going to start with verse 18. But before that, let us pray. Oh, most holy Sanini Nanini, even Tata and Zambi, the Heya. We thank you for all that you've done, even our Creator, He that moved upon the water. Yes, we thank you for all the things that you've done. We thank you for your mercy. We thank you for your favor. We thank you that our enemies are subdued and even the earth is cleansed and all these things are past. And a new day, a new heaven, and a new earth, and a new Jerusalem, and a new everything, new bodies. No sin is about to come to pass. Yes, for the fashion of this earth does pass away. Yes, and it's in vain that a man could heap riches and everything upon him, that he should sustain his family and life when all that's going to be done away with. Yes, but for now, we're here. We have that hope. But for now, we're here. And they're still trying to erase us. They're still trying to keep us under their foot. Even though we think that the day of this is gone, we think that we have a jubilee. But we don't. They still trying to keep us in servitude. Not only us, but those that would look like us. Yes, and they still trying to have insurgents all throughout our meetings and our secret gatherings and those things where we come to rejoice, still trying to spy on us in every way. For thousands of years this has happened, oh most holy Creator. Yes, it had happened. But oh, we ask you to deal. We ask you to just help us to get insurgency on them, to find out their secret thoughts, even as you have exposed them in many ways on social media and different news and papers and papal bulls and all these things, to find out what does the enemy really think. Yes, help us to understand and get intelligence on this enemy. Because he looks at us as nothing, less than nothing. But you look at him as nothing, even less than a drop in the bucket. Even his whole nation is nothing because you have a plan anyway. But we still here that we might thrive and our children might thrive to know you and be saved in this last and evil day. Yes, we thank God for his mercy and his favor. Yes, I was looking at the movie, The Planet of the Apes. Some would take it derogatory, but you have to really, there's a message being told you here. They didn't want the apes to be equal. They didn't want the apes to be above them. And the fear showed with the first movie, and then on with that, you can see what the fear is. He's telling this whiter, he's telling the whole thing right there. Many of us, they can put the truth right in plain in front of your face, and you still don't see it. Come on here. He's showing you. The majority does fear you. They fear if you come to power what you can do to them that they have done to you. But there's nothing that they can do about it because it's already written, it's already done. Even those that call themselves a religious sect and have studied the scriptures, even all the books, even of the Ethiopian Bible, which is the oldest Bible of history, they know, even the book of Enoch, they know the Jasher, they know all these things. They even know the Sabbath, when the true Sabbath is. Some say the full moon, that is preposterous. That is just plain old guessing. We know if anything's new in the spring, and it grows old, and it progresses until it becomes new again, until it reaches fullness. Then it starts digressing. The same with the moon. It starts coming new. It just pokes out from its eclipse and then begins to get brighter and brighter until it becomes full, and then it digresses till it disappears, and then it's renewed again. This is in the book of Enoch. I mean, it's already written. You look it up on Google. It's the same thing. I don't know, even some of you leaders have gotten these people all messed up trying to go with your hypothetical guesses, which is dead wrong. My God, now if you go by the Egyptian calendar, there's nothing I can say because you're going by the Gregorian calendar, whatever, it's pagan. But either way, That's Saturday being the seventh day, okay? Now, for the purpose of the book of Jubilees, I had to restudy this and get it correct. 49 years is a Jubilee. This is when he says 12 Jubilees, you multiply that times 49 years. 7 times 7, if you go back to the first part of the Jubilee. So just for simplicity's sake, 49 years is a Jubilee. Now when he talks about weeks, that's what he's talking about. Weeks, years, and Jubilee. Jubilee is 49 of those years. Okay? Now let's get into the word of the Most High. In verse 18, in verse 17, he already talked about the birth of of Enoch. How Enoch was a man that God had really allowed to understand even all the things of heaven. You have to realize man have just walked out of his eternity. Now he's into his just existing. He's lost his whole eternal life right there in the garden, because the man was too apt. He didn't want to lose his woman. That's one of the reasons, not all the reasons. But either way, verse 18, and he said he was the first to write a testimony. He's talking about Enoch. And he testified to the sons of men among the generations of the earth, and recounted the weeks of the Jubilees, 49 years, and made known to them the days of the year, and set in order the months, and recounted the Sabbaths. That's every 7 days of the years, and made them known to him. So you go back into the book of Enoch, and you're going to find out the Sabbaths, the new moons, and all these things. Now it talks in a way that if you're thinking like a Westerner, you're not going to pick it up. But if you think like a farmer, or if you think like a person who knows nature, you will understand what he's saying. Okay? Verse 19, and what was and what will be he saw in a vision of his sleep, as it will happen to the children of men throughout their generations until the day of judgment. He saw and understood everything, and wrote his testimony, and placed the testimony on earth for all the children of men for their generations. And in the 12th Jubilee, in the 7th week thereof, he took himself a wife, and her name was Enoch. You can give your child that name, okay. The daughter of Daniel, the daughter of his father's brother. In the 6th year, in this week, she bare him a son, and called his name Methuselah. Okay? This is going to give you this is going to put you up on game, as many people say. Put you up on game. Come on, we're going to put you up on some game here. It says now in verse 21, he said he was moreover with the angels of the Most High, these 6 Jubilees, 6 times 49, of years. And they showed him everything which is on the earth, in the heavens, and the rule of the sun. And he wrote down everything. See, he wrote it down. That's what he learned. Enoch learned writing from the angels. See, there was writing well before the flood. The Egyptians did not invent writing. Come on here. Now, and he testified to the watchers who had sinned with the daughters of men. For these he had begun to unite. He had begun to unite themselves so as to be defiled with the daughters of men. Now you read that in the first part of Enoch, how Azazel and all his other hosts began to talk about how they're going to experience this woman. Now, if you ever watched The City of Angels, you can imagine. And Enoch testified against them all, and he was taken from amongst the children of men, and we conducted him into the Garden of Eden. In other words, they took him to the Garden of Eden in majesty and honor. This man had to be perfect before the Most High, and clean and pure before the Most High. How did he do it? He obeyed the commandments, statutes, and judgments of the Most High. You want to be pure? The commandments, statutes, and judgments, even the ordinances of the Most High, will make you pure, even according to the book of Psalms. Now, he says, and behold, I'm still in verse 23, and behold, there he writeth down the condemnation and judgment of the world, and all the wickedness of the children of men. In other words, the wickedness they were doing. From the women laying with the giants, and the giants laying with the women, and angels laying with the women, and vice versa. And on the account of it, God brought the waters of the flood upon the land of Eden. Now this land was flooded. For there he was set as a sign that he should testify against all the children of men. Now he's not talking about he killed him there or Enoch there. Enoch wasn't deleted in the book in Eden. No. He just said he flooded it. He just went on. And that he should testify against all the children of men, that he should recount all the deeds of the generation until the day of condemnation. Verse 25, okay? And he burnt the incense of the sanctuary, even sweet spices acceptable before the I am on the mount. And for the I am hath 4 places on earth. 1, the Garden of Eden. That's 1. 2, the Mount of the East. And this mountain on which thou art this day, Mount Sinai and Mount Sion. 4 difference. Now he says now, which will be sanctified in the new creation for the sanctification of the earth. In other words, he's telling you the earth is going to be cleansed. Everything on the earth shall be deleted, dead, done, nothing. It shall be burnt up, even according to the book of Revelation. It shall be burnt up, nothing. You and I will be gone, dust, ashes, nothing. Pure as the snow. Nothing. This flesh is be gone. So why be afraid of death? You're going to die anyway. You live and live according to that which pleases the Most High until the day of your demise. Yes. Which will be sanctified in new creation for a sanctification of the earth. Through it will the earth be sanctified from all its guilt and its uncleanness throughout the generations of the world. In other words, the blood that had been shed in the earth, not only by your own, but by those of your enemies who are not your own, it shall be clean. And it shall be cleansed of all guilt, all these subways and all the things that man and all the junk you put upon here. Man was just put to manage the earth, not to pollute it. Come on here. And also to worship God. Yes. It is uncleanness throughout the generation of the world. Verse 27, and in the 14th Jubilee, 14 times 49, Methuselah took unto himself a wife, Etna, the daughter of Azrael, the daughter of his father, the brother in the 3rd week, in the 1st year of this week, and he begot a son and called himself Lamech. And in the 15th Jubilee, in the 3rd, 15 times 39, in the 30th week, now don't take this personally. Some people just don't understand, and some people do. You just keep going along. Oh, why he keep trying like I don't know what he's talking about? Well, I know you. But anyway, it's not for you if you understand. Now, Lamech took himself a wife, and her name was Betinos, the daughter of Barachiel, the daughter of his father's brother. In the week she bare him a son, and he called his name Noah. Okay? Saying, this one will comfort me for my trouble and all my work, and for the ground which the I am hath cursed. And at the close of the 19th Jubilee, 19 times 49, in the 7th week, and in the 6th year of that 19th Jubilee, which is 49 years, okay? All his sons buried him in the land of his creation. And that was outside of the Garden of Eden. See, Adam lived approximately 930 years. It could be, it's 930 years, it could be less. If you get on a calculator, it'll say 931. But it's approximately 930 years. Because when you go over 5 in our system, it would go to the next year. Okay? All right. It's not saying it's got to be precise. It says 930 years, and they took a little bit away. You have to subtract that too. Now, Adam lived 930 years, approximately 930 years, okay? And they buried him in the land of his creation, to be buried in the earth. Now this is what he's saying. And he lacked 70 years of 1,000 years. Get this, write this down if you want to, mark it, whatever you want to do. He lacked 70 years of 1,000 years, for 1,000 years are as one day in the testimony of the heavens. Did not they say this? They were reading the book of Enoch. How was the book of Enoch even lost during the time of the New Testament? But yet they found they hid the Dead Sea Scrolls. Some had some scrolls, but it was already there. The book of Jubilees, the book of 49 years. You can call it that too. Now, it says for 1,000 years are as one day in the testimony of the heavens. Okay? And therefore, it is written concerning the tree of knowledge, on the day that ye eat thereof, ye will die. For this reason he did not complete this day, for he died during it. In other words, there's not a man on earth that had completed a day in the testimony of heaven. Come on, y'all. Get it, reread it, whatever you want to do, mark it, put your crayon on it, whatever you got to do, use your computer, hit it, put that color on it, go back over it, write it down, whatever you have to do. And at the close of this Jubilee, Cain was killed. See, Cain had to go. He was killed after him in the same years, for his house fell on him. I think there's one book that says that Cain was killed by his grandson. But either way, he was killed by a stone, because it was what? It was a rock. For his house fell on him, and he died in the midst of his house, and he was killed by its stones, for with a stone he had killed Abel, according to this narrative. And by the stone he was killed in righteous judgment. In other words, if you kill a man by man, you will be killed. Now, some have gotten away with this in this day and time, but you haven't gotten away because there's no forgiveness. You're sorry and all these things, and you just lost all that you have. You might as well just go and give it up. Because once you delete a man, God does not forgive you. No, along with other things. Now, for this reason, it was ordained on the heavenly tables with the instrument which a man killeth his neighbor, with the same shall he be killed after the manner that he wounded him. In like manner shall they deal with him. That was a law, statute, and ordinance. And in the 25th Jubilee, 25th, you count 49 years times 25. Noah took himself a wife. Now, this is after they came out of the garden. This is after Adam was created, okay? Noah took himself a wife, and her name was Imzara. Now Noah, this was in the testimony. This has exceeded the one day of the testimony of heaven. Now it's time for them to be deleted, the whole earth to be renewed. Okay? And her name was Imzara, and the daughter of Rachiel, and the daughter of his father's brother, in the first year, in the 5th week, in the 3rd year thereof, and she bare him Shem in the 5th year, and she bare him Ham in the 1st year, and in the 6th week she bare him Japheth. It seems like the 4 testimonies have mixed it up. It's just like the 4 gospels. This is like the 4 testimonies of the beginning of things. Okay, you have Enoch, the book of Enoch, the book of Jasher, the book of Jubilees, and the book of Genesis and the law. And now we continue after that. And we thank God for you, and you. And we pray that this has been a blessing to your biblical understanding. And with that, I'm going to say peace.